My name is Mpoa Marale, and I am recording this on Treaty 7 territory, specifically in Mohkinstsis, where the Bow and Elbow rivers meet. I came to abolition through Black feminist scholars and the abolition writings of Angela Davis and Mariam Kaba, for instance, as well as I came to abolition with a historical context that made this more than a concept for me. It resonated, and I had seen what these Black feminists were proposing in action. I had seen it growing up. My mama was raised in a village called Ramphatlele, which was only a few kilometers from where I grew up. This community is a bit far from like quote unquote social services, such as police stations, for example. So the community continues on with their traditional methods of justice, which are centered around relationality and healing. So I had seen that and know that they are other options that really hit at what justice is and that don't equate justice with punishment necessarily. So I've practiced abolition in my daily life for several years now, but somatic abolition is something that's very new to me. And when I came across the podcast by Trista Tippett with Resma Menachem, it seemed to me that somatic abolition was a necessary addition to my lens. So I've known Pam Zhang for quite some time now, and recently I've gotten the most delightful pleasure of deepening my relationship with her.
As I came upon the book My Grandmother's Hands
Yes.
by Resma Menachem, who is an incredible specialized trauma therapist who works with police, who works with just clients of all different lived and experiences who are bodies of culture, and specifically bodies of culture, in contrast to using the words or the term people of color.
Right.
And body of culture as a reclamation of the culture that was stolen from so many of us.
When you mentioned that you came through like transformative justice, abolition theory, and like the framework and the work as well, and I'm curious how you see the connection between the two.
Yeah, well, I mean, TJ to me is about really honoring and like finding within oneself the sense that no one is disposable. That's a big
Yes.
ask.
Yeah.
And that there is the potential for accountability, and there is the attending to who is harmed as a priority.
Yes.
But also having compassion and grace. If I'm really angry, oftentimes it all gets caught into my throat and I feel like I actually can't speak. And sometimes what's interesting about the practice of somatic abolition, or as Resma shares the work, is thinking about, well, is that old pain or new pain?
Right.
And what have the voices of my lineage been silenced? And how does that show up in my expression and my ability to voice what is true to me? White bodies need to build a culture to deal with the reality of race on their own. Somatic abolition so much is about it's communally built. We're culture building,
Right.
essentially. We're building a culture that acknowledges white body supremacy, that acknowledges the humanity and dignity of bodies of culture, that affirms that there is time. There is time. We've been taught that there is none, but there is